All right, so here's how we added over $40,000 a month in MRR to a consulting firm in just 6 months. So this is Lynn. She runs a consulting firm. She targets up-and-coming artists that really want to make it in the music industry. So typically they might be looking for artist development services, press, PR, management, those sorts of things, and that's exactly what Lynn offers. So something that she was struggling with a lot was really just finding a consistent flow of leads coming in, right? Especially in the music industry, it's really, really hard to find quality artists that actually want to go ahead and purchase your services, let alone afford them. So really making sure that we're targeting quality, qualified artists was a huge part of this program. And that goes for literally any other business in the world. You want to make sure that you're targeting those quality, qualified leads, so that when you're sending out those emails, you're not completely wasting your time, right? So that was number one. Number two, we really needed to refine that messaging. She was running a lot of ads. She was doing a lot of organic outreach, and it was just largely ineffective, mostly just because of the messaging that she was putting out, right? When it comes to cold email specifically, there's a really specific kind of way to go about the messaging and the copy and the call to action and all of that. So what we had to do was refine that. As far as the subject line, you definitely don't want to do anything like quick question or just naming whatever service that you're offering, right? You really want to have that subject line be a pain point that the prospect might be struggling with, right? So if it's an artist, maybe they're not getting the amount of subscribers that they want, or not getting enough views on their videos, or maybe they're not getting noticed enough, or whatever that pain point might be that relates to the service that she's offering. That's really what you want to highlight in that subject line, because that's what's going to make the prospect actually go ahead and open that email. And then in the messaging itself, you don't want to use any chat GPT 100-word essay, right? You don't want to, be super formal and just sound like everyone else that's in your prospect's inbox, right? You want to stand out. You need to have a solidified offer, a solidified call to action that creates more value rather than you just pitch slapping and asking for a call right away. Right? And so those are really the main components that we had to fix within the messaging and the copy and all of that. And that's what's really helped generate results like these, where we ran a campaign yesterday. We already got 6 interested leads. Campaign a week and a half or so ago, 38 interested leads. The day before that, 22, 24, 84, 65. You can kind of see how those numbers go on and on and on. They're very consistent compared to the amount of emails that we're actually sending out here. She's been able to completely book out her calendar with this specific strategy. There truly is nothing like cold email compared to ads or organic outreach or putting up flyers around the neighborhood or whatever it is. When you're reaching out directly to the decision makers or your target prospects, and you have good messaging, and obviously you're delivering in the inbox, not in spam, you're going to see results. You make it almost impossible for you to not generate interest, generate curiosity, book calls, and close more deals, right? So if you're running cold email right now, I definitely recommend looking at your copy and making sure that it's actually refined and that you're actually talking to the pain points of that prospect, and having an actual valuable call to action instead of just immediately saying, hey, do you have 15 minutes next week? It's almost disrespectful to ask a prospect to meet right away. You want to kind of have a conversation, nurture that prospect, share some value, and then take that booked call from there. But hope this was helpful. Any questions, leave them in the comments.